31, mark time, march. Left, 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 left. Group 31, forward, march. Left, 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 left. Halt, 1, 2. Place the colors.
Pledge of Allegiance, Scout salute. Those not in uniform, place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Parents may be seated. Scout sign. Scout oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to make a sound law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Scout law.
Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Scouts, you may now be seated. Good afternoon. My name is William Trojanowski. I'm one of the senior patrol leaders at Troop 31. I'm pleased to serve as master of ceremonies for our brother Tanner's Eagle Court of Honor. Before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce Mr. Ray Kell, our Scoutmaster, for some introductions and announcements.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to the program. It's not always easy to get a large number of people out south on a sunny afternoon. However, maybe the Eagles not playing today might have something to do. But whatever it is, we're glad to see everybody out here. This is a special day in the Trojanowski family, and I'm happy to be having our first Court of Honor since late December 2019. And just a reminder, this is our first Eagles ceremony in a long time. We will have another Court of Honor, Hillendale, tomorrow at 7 o'clock. This time I'd like to introduce some of our leadership. See if I can see them all. See, that's Mary Catali. I believe Mark Zolik's back there. Scott Dembeck, Ken Zrebick. Who else is back there? Greg Travis and Jamie White. Appreciate all the hard work you guys do, and you guys are a very big reason why we have a large number of Eagle Scouts, including this one here today. I have some key leadership, but I also want to mention, not key troop leaders, but a couple of guests we have. First of all, is there Mr. Mike Clancy here, representing UR Baseball? Okay, I guess he's playing baseball. And also, is there Mr. Craig Williams here, our District House of Representatives, District 160? Well, apparently our guest didn't make it. Maybe they'll show up later. Okay. I'd also like to remind you all that there will be a reception honoring our new Eagle immediately following the ceremony. And now please rise for the invocation presented by Chris Clark, Director of Children, Youth and Family Ministry at Westminster Presbyterian Church in Westchester. Please remain standing.
Would you pray with me? Holy God, you forged the hills and mountains that these men have hiked and climbed.
From you flow the rivers that these young men have paddled. You know each animal and plant they have watched with wonder. You protected them from the elements, provided the food to cook and eat. They ignited the fires that warmed them. You are the one who sharpens their minds every day to learn skills and facts, knots and first aid, how to lead, and how to follow. Holy God, make your presence known to us today. Set this time apart from all the distractions in our lives and implant rich memories into our minds, especially the minds of these young men that can be carried forever. Blaze our trail today, O God, and lead us with your light. Amen.
Justin White, please come up. Oh, wait. Oh.
I've already done it.
I now call on Mr. Vitale as a representative of the Boy Scouts of America to officially convene this court of honor.
Thank you, William. By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this court of honor to be duly convened for the sole purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Brian Tanner Trojanowski. Now I'd like to call William Trojanowski and Adam Trojanowski for the candle ceremony. Presentation.
Few U.S. presidents have embodied the Scout law more than the first, George Washington, even though he died long before Scouting began. At age 15, Washington created a set of rules for himself, many of which aligned with the points of the Scout law. Listen to the wisdom of President Washington.
The Scout is trustworthy.
Undertake not what you cannot perform, but be careful to keep your promise.
The Scout is loyal.
Be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any. Speak not evil of the absence, for it is unjust.
The Scout is helpful.
Wherein you reprove another to be unblameable yourself, for example, is more prevalent than precept. In visiting the sick, do not play the physician if you be not knowing therein.
The Scout is friendly.
Show not yourself glad at the misfortune of another, though he were your enemy. Let the conversation be without malice or envy.
The Scout is courteous.
Be not forward, but friendly and courteous. The first to salute, hear, and answer. Speak not when others speak. Sit not when others stand. Speak not when you should hold your peace. Walk not when others stop. Turn not your back to others, especially in speaking. Lean not on anyone.
The Scout is kind.
When a man does all he can, though it succeeds not well, blame not him that did it.
The Scout is obedient.
Honor and obey your natural parents, although they be poor. Strive not with your superiors in argument, but always submit your judgment to others with modesty.
The Scout is cheerful.
Speak not of doleful things in times of mirth, nor at the table. Put on a cheerful countenance, for good humor makes one dish of meat a feast.
The Scout is thrifty.
Let your discourage with men of business be short and comprehensive. In your apparel be modest, an endeavor to accommodate natural rather than to procure admiration.
Scout is brave.
Fight to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience.
Scout is clean.
Use no reproachful language against anyone, neither curse nor revile. Let your creation be manful, not sinful.
Scout is reverent.
When you speak of God or his attributes, let it be serious and reverent. Let's call up Stephen and Brandon.
The Legend of Eagle Mountain. Early one morning, a young boy stood at a trailhead. Before him rose a mighty mountain, which seemed all the mightier when compared with its smallness. A trail led to the mountain and then up it to incredible heights before vanishing in the clouds. On this trail, the boy could see other boys and young men, some of whom turned and beckoned him to follow.
The boy began to climb, refusing perhaps to believe that he could ever reach the top. At first the trail rose gently, and the boy had many companions, but soon he began to sweat and breathe heavily, and many of his companions turned away, and still the boy climbed. At times he climbed quickly,
at times he climbed slowly. At times he had to go down a little way to find another path or stop a while to catch his breath. But still he climbed.
the trail became steeper, the air thinner, but the climber scarcely noticed, for he had along the way become stronger of body and harder of spirit, and still he climbed.
And finally, in the cool peace of evening time, he stood alone at the top of the world and looked around him. To the left he saw a fiery golden sunset. To the right he saw a diamond-studded, silky black night sky. Behind him he saw the trail that he had followed and the hikers who were following in his footsteps. And in front of him he saw another mountain, and another, and a whole procession of mountains marching off to the horizon. But the young man, for now he was a man, knew that none of these other mountains were insurmountable, that all he could do would be climbed. For he learned many skills in the climbing of the first mountain. He would carry those skills with him long after the mountain was forgotten.
And besides, he could keep climbing the next mountain tomorrow. Tonight, he would rest and celebrate and ponder the journey that he had completed. And so tonight he paused to rest and celebrate and honor this fine young man, Eagle Scout Tanner Trojanowski, as he stands at the top of the world and looks around. Now we will call up on John and Ben.
The eagle and history. The use of the eagle to represent scouting's best is very appropriate. The eagle is, of course, our national bird, adorning our coins, several state flags, and the Great Seal of the United States of America.
But the symbolism of the eagle goes back much further in time. In fact, the eagle has symbolized humankind's best since the dawn of recorded history.
The eagle has long since been a symbol of good triumphing over evil. The ancient Greeks depicted the eagle holding a serpent in its claws, much as the American eagle holds arrows in an olive branch. So too the Eagle Scout battles evil in the world, with good in itself.
Armies from ancient Rome to 19th century Europe have marched under eagle standards. Sioux warriors adorned their war bonnets with eagle feathers. Since 1912, an army of Eagle Scouts, more than 2 million strong, has gone out to build a better world for themselves and their fellow people.
Many cultures, watching the eagle fly towards the sun, have associated the bird with their sun gods. To the Assyrians, for example, the eagle represented the sun god Ashur, and in early Christianity, the eagle symbolized the ascension of Christ into heaven. Today, the Eagle Scout continues to fly high, gazing always towards his or her goals.
For countless centuries, the eagle has represented victory and valor, grace and beauty. The Eagle Scout represents those things, as well as the values embodied in the Scout Oath and Law.
The eagle is a rare creature. When you see one flying, you can't help but watch its graceful, exuberant soaring. The Eagle Scout is a rare creature too, and a joy to watch fly. Now, will Mr. White please come up?
100 scouts. Of any 100 boys who became scouts, about 30 will drop out in their first year. Some may regard this as a failure, but in later life, all of these will remember that they had been scouts and will speak well of the program. Of the 100, only rarely will one ever appear before a juvenile court judge. 12 of the 100 will be from families who have no religious affiliation. Through scouting, these 12 and many other families will be brought into contact with the church, synagogue, or mosque, and will continue to be active all their lives. 6 of the 100 will enter the ministry. Each of the 100 will learn something about scouting. Almost all will develop hobbies that will add interest throughout the rest of their lives. Many will serve in the military and in varying degrees profit from their scout training. At least one will use it to save another person's life, and many will credit it with saving their own. Only 6 to 8 of the 100 will reach the rank of Eagle, and at least one will later say that he values his Eagle badge above his college degree. Many will find their future vocation through merit-based work and scouting contests. 17 of the 100 boys will later become scout leaders, and will give leadership to thousands of additional boys. While only 1 in 4 boys in America will become a scout, it is interesting to know that of the leaders of this nation in business, religion, and politics, 3 out of 4 were scouts. This afternoon, we honored 1 scout in 100. We know the things he has done in the past. Imagine what he will do in the future. Will Mr. Coe come up?
At this section of the program, the Eagle combination is supposed to be given out by Mr. Williams and Mr. Clancy, and Mark, I know they're not here yet. So if they show up later, maybe we can do that, or I'm sure they'll get a big team later on. What's here, right? Oh, he is here. He's sneak in here. I'm sorry. Come on up. This is Mr. Williams, and he is the 160th District Representative in Pennsylvania House of Representatives here with us this afternoon. Good to have you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. So if I might have Tanner and his parents come up and join me over here. So I am your state representative in the 160th District. That's Upper Chichester, Bethel, Concord, Chadds Ford, and then out in Chester County, Finsbury, Pocopson, and Kennett Township at Kennett Square. I was elected in this last November's election. I spent 28 years in the Marine Corps, retiring as a colonel and a combat veteran. And more importantly, Tanner, I'm a scouter for about the last 20 years. I've been a scoutmaster at Troop 154 over in Chester Heights, and the crew advisor for Crew 1729, also out of St. Thomas and Chester Heights. So I know what this is about. And we're all extremely proud of you, which is why the room is filled today. You've heard again about the Trail to Eagle, just like you heard when you showed up for your first day of Tiger Scouts, if you came through Cub Scouts, about the Trail to Bobcat, and then the Trail to the Arrow of Light, and now the Trail to Eagle. And I'm sure, just like your parents, you're bright enough at this point to start to figure out that what we're talking about is your trail to adulthood and the character that's embraced by that. And now embraced by the rank that you're going to wear for the rest of your life. Part of the reason that I tell our friends about my military service is it's something that I wear for the rest of my life, as being a Marine and a colonel. And I can tell you that for the rest of yours, people are going to identify you by your Eagle rank. And they're going to assume some things about you that are correct, which is that you're a man of character, you're a man of service, and you're a man of caring for others. That's all embraced in our Scout Oath and in our Scout Law. So with that, I would like to present you with a citation from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Whereas The House of Representatives of Pennsylvania takes great pride in recognizing Brian Tanner Trojanowski, who has displayed steadfast commitment to the ideals and time-honored traditions of the Boy Scouts of America by attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, an accomplishment of the highest magnitude, and whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is the highest advancement rank that can be reached by a Boy Scout. In achieving this praiseworthy distinction, Tanner completed all portion of the Eagle Award program, which help a scout to develop in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. To fulfill the community service requirement, Tanner replaced turf in a batting cage and leveled and mulched a walkway for the Unionville Recreation Association. And whereas, through initiative and by his personal example, Tanner is a living testament to the virtues of duty and citizenship that he has so genuinely and readily displayed. He is a member of Troop 31 in Chadds Ford, and now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania applauds Tanner upon earning the rank of Eagle Scout, affirmatively states he truly exemplifies the admirable spirit and essence of the Boy Scouts of America, extends best wishes for continued leadership and service to others, and directs that a copy of this citation, sponsored by the Honorable Craig Williams on September 16th, 2021, be transmitted to Tanner Trojanowski. And then the last thing, a tradition started by my predecessor was handing out the POWMIA flag to our Eagle Scouts. Again, tying back to this idea of selfless duty. Should have gotten this tape before I came up here, Tanner. There we go. Use some of that Marine Corps strength. The idea being here that we never forget those that came before us to serve. As with your scouting background, I think we have it upside down. I'll hand you this end. There you go. As with our scouting background, in accordance with our oath and our law, our rank and our service as scouts is about service to other people, service to our nation, service to our God, and service to ourselves. And I hope you'll hang this somewhere and take it with you to college to remember that at the end of the day, this Eagle badge that you have and the medal is likely to go back in its box and be in your bureau somewhere right next to your merit badge sash. But your Eagle rank, you carry with you every day. Your sense of duty and honor, you carry with you every day because that's a part of your character. Thank you. Thank you so much.
This afternoon, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing Tanner Trojanowski with the award of Eagle Scout. Tanner's parents and Scout leaders have labored long and faithfully to develop within him the character, leadership, and citizenship qualities so important to the Boy Scout program. All of their efforts culminate this afternoon in the presentation of the Eagle Award. The success of these efforts, however, will only be manifest in the way Eagle Scouts utilize these qualities with those whose lives they touch in the future. Eagle candidate Tanner Trojanowski, please approach the stage, be seated, and be prepared to receive the highest rank conferred by the Boy Scouts of America, the rank of Eagle Scout. Mr. Go.
Tanner, in a moment we will confer upon you the award of Eagle Scout. However, I am sure you will agree that there's some special people here that should have the privilege of standing with you and in some measure share in this high honor. At this time, we would like to ask you to please escort your parents to the table. Tanner, in a moment we will confer upon you, Tanner, your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength. We now proclaim to the entire world your accomplishments. The Eagle neckerchief will now be presented by your parents. In recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with this Eagle Mother's pin, which she will wear over her heart as a symbol of your efforts. Your father has been the source of much advice and guidance along the Eagle Trail, so I'd like him to present the Eagle Scout certificate to you. In return, please present your father with this Eagle lapel pin, which he will wear proudly to remember your teamwork and the time you spend together. Tanner has never been one to do the minimum amount of work required. In fact, although he only needed 21 merit badges to earn his Eagle Award, Tanner actually earned 51 merit badges before his 18th birthday. That total qualifies him for 6 Eagle Palms, 2 each of bronze, gold, and silver, which I'd like to present now. These bronze Eagle Palms represent the completion of at least 26 merit badges, 21 for each Eagle, and 5 more for each of these bronze palms. These gold Eagle Palms represent the completion of at least 31 merit badges, 21 for each Eagle, 5 for bronze palm, and 5 more for the gold palm. These silver Eagle Palms represent the completion of at least 36 merit badges, 21 for each Eagle, 5 for bronze palm, and 5 more for gold palm, and 5 more for the silver palm. The emblem recognition for advancement is the last one to be earned. In total, Tanner earned 30 extra merit badges beyond what he required for his Eagle Award. All through scouting, this number 3 keeps coming up. There are 3 parts to Scout Oath: God, others, and self. 3 levels of scouting: Cubs, Boys, Venturing, and even 3 fingers and a salute for Cubs. For a scout to reach the levels that Tanner's attained, it takes a team of 3: the individual, the family, and the troop. Congratulations on this significant accomplishment. If you find your way, you can escort your parents to their seats. Tanner, becoming an Eagle Scout is not the end of a journey. It is merely the beginning. So where do you go from here? Mr. Zrebik is here to tell you. Hey, Joe.
Congratulations, you've made it. You've climbed the Eagle Mountain. I applaud your achievement. The Scouts of all nations constitutes one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history. You have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as being worthy of the highest rank in this great movement. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a distinguished man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, and your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother scouts. As an Eagle Scout, you have become a guide to other scouts of lower ranks. America has many good things to give you and your children, but these good things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past, and you can help make the future even greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and to your fellow man. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you both to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous, and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility would not only reflect upon you, but on your fellow Eagles and all of Scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, but is also ours. Just remember the things you learned on your way to Eagle, and you'll be able to climb any mountain, to overcome any obstacle. Do you remember when you first looked upon the Eagle Mountain? How high it seemed back then. But you took that first step along with the trail and began climbing. One step at a time, you followed the trail blazed by others. Then, when that path faded away, you blazed your own trail that others are now following. And finally, always keeping your eye on the goal, you reached the top. You have many mountains waiting yet to be climbed. Some may seem insurmountable, but they can all be conquered. Just set your goal, take that first step, follow the blazed trail until it's time to blaze your own, and always keep your eye on the goal. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others do, you will leave behind a record of which every other scout may be justly proud. May God be with you as you begin your next climb. Mr. Dulick will now deliver the Eagle Scout promise.
Tanner, many times over the last few years, you've joined with your fellow scouts in repeating the Scout Oath. Now you will stand alone and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout Promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times before, tonight they will mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the words that closed the Declaration of Independence. I'd like all the scouts in the audience to stand at this time, please, and rededicate themselves by repeating the Scout Promise, the Eagle Scout Promise, with our new Eagle Scout.
Eagle Scouts.
Okay, very good. Please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training and example, my rank and my influence, count strongly for better scouting, and for better citizenship, in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor.
This I pledge my sacred honor.
2. The Eagle Scouts in the audience may be seated at this time. You can stay standing. Mr. Cole?
By the authority invested in me and all the Eagle Scouts present here this afternoon, it is my privilege to pronounce you as an Eagle Scout. May the oath you have just taken remain graven on your heart forever. Have a seat. Congratulations. Tanner, you have an impressive record of achievement in Scouts, particularly earning merit badges. Earning 6 POWMs is quite an achievement. You have also accomplished something that is not quite as obvious. Most institutions of learning encourage extracurricular activities, and you have a well-rounded background. But I wonder if you gave much thought to what else you were doing for yourself while accomplishing so much. The Trail of Eagle includes 13 required merit badges, which are considered important to help every Scout be a better, more well-rounded person and improve their ability to handle life as they become adults. The other merit badges are special interest badges. Often those merit badges help a Scout to explore possibilities that they may want to do as an adult. Perhaps one of the best examples is Steven Spielberg, who developed his interest in photography as a young Boy Scout. Whether you realize it or not, your accomplishments in Scouts have given you a glimpse into what is out in the future world for you to consider for your future. Now, among the 38 merit badges you earned in addition to Eagle Require include soil and water conservation, fish and wildlife, mining, geology, radio, electricity, dentistry, electronics, forestry, programming, plant science, landscape architecture, and American business, which are all merit badges that give you a glimpse into possible career choices. Whether you realize it or not, you have expanded your knowledge of what the world has to offer in the future. In addition, you play football, are an active gamer, and I understand a champion participant in a tank league. Yes, believe me, I know tanks. I don't know if football is in your future from personal experience. I would recommend you not use your tank league experience as a reason to consider a career in the military. Perhaps you heard the phrase, the world is your oyster. It means you can achieve anything you wish in life because you have the opportunity or ability to do so. You have a good background and a large number of possibilities. Make good choices. You have the information and background to do so. Good luck.
As we put out the white candle representing purity, may we be ever mindful of the. What? Oh.
It says right here, Tanner. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. I am so honored to have you all here, and I appreciate all the kind words that everyone has said thus far. Scouting has taught me so many new skills and introduced me to many different experiences. I learned knot tying, fire building, how to pitch a tent, just to name a few. By far the best thing I learned was how to be a good leader. I enjoyed the new experiences I have been exposed to such as possible jobs and hobbies. I have met many friends from various events like NYLT, summer camp, and several merit badge colleges, and many merit badges. My journey started in PAC 231 in Iowa. It was fun going on campouts and bottle rocket contests, Pinewood derbies, and most importantly, my first big win, the Rain Gutter Regatta. The Rain Gutter Regatta is a miniature boat that gets pushed down a rain gutter by blowing air through a straw. Rank advancements were different. we would get our faces painted like Indian tribes. Super cool experience. It was my first meeting at Pack 231. I told my parents when we left I didn't want to join. Well, let's just say I somehow ended up there next week. Forced to join Scouts, and I'm over here throwing a fit. If I could say anything to myself back in 4th grade, my only words would be, join. It's a fun ride. Some good memories were sleeping on the battleship and camp, where with my brothers. My favorite memory from Troop 31 would be from summer camp when I won the pancake eating contest. Most of the people in this room weren't there, but let me tell you, it was a movie. It started with about 4 pancakes doused in syrup. My words were, I'm allergic to syrup. Vic goes, well, that sucks. I was chomping away at these pancakes and looked across the guy eating without his hands. It was too funny not to laugh. Well, long story short, I won, because that's just what winners do. Being the comedian I am, I got up running around, whipped my shirt off, and started swinging it around like a towel after the Eagles scored a touchdown. It was epic and such a great time. In July 2019, I got to spend a week at Sea Base with my brother and my dad, BT. We did the STEM program, which was a new program for them. We were the first scouts to cut coral. We got to explore the reefs and learn about marine biology and ecosystems. We built these little RC cars and got to pilot them through an obstacle course. If you have a chance to go on this, I'd highly recommend it. Contrary to popular belief in the scouting community, I am here to confirm we in fact do not have a Road to Eagle War Room, AP. We use an Excel sheet, scout books, and the back of our handbooks. My Eagle project was at the URA baseball fields, refurbishing a batting cage and regrading the walkway between the major and the rookie field. I started my project on December 19th, about 2 months before COVID began. We removed the turf and regraded the walkway where a lot of water was creating puddles. Because of the pandemic, the baseball season started late in the summer of 2020, and it wasn't until June of 2020 that I was able to get back to work. We spent a day prepping the area before we put the turf down, and then 2 days laying the turf, and a couple of final days putting on finishing touches on the batting cage and cleaning everything up to look perfect before the season began. I wanted to thank Mr. Clancy and Mr. Dembeck. Mr. Clancy was my project sponsor at URA. He gave me the green light on a lot of things, and he was very nice to work with. But Mr. Dembeck was just a pain. He comes over here and shows me all these papers I had to fill out and all the information I need to fill in. Let me tell you, it was terrifying. This is something I never want to have to do again. In the end, he was a great leader. He guided me through my project process, meeting with Mrs. Murphy and helping me get ready for each step. For people who aren't Eagle Scouts or working towards it, I suggest you stick with it and try it out. Merit badges cause you will never know if you're going to like it. I got to spend one of my Saturday afternoons up in King of Prussia with a bunch of old junkies working on the radio merit badge. Let me tell you, when it was supposed to take 2 hours and it ended up being 6, I had some choice words. Scouting has taught me to know who I am, to be my true to myself. I have been challenged in all my awards that I have earned thus far to know exactly what I believe in and why. I got the opportunity to attend the chemistry merit badge at Comores. Overall, it was an amazing experience. Got to learn more about how chemistry is used in the real world. That has sparked my interest to take chemistry as my major in college. For my mentor pin, I would like to give my first mentor pin to Mr. Dembeck. He was my Eagle advisor, and this is a big reason I'm standing in front of you today. From quick emailing to walking 30 seconds down the street to ask questions, this was a huge help, and I appreciate it. Want to do that now?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Last and most importantly, I would like to give my second mentor pin to my dad. My dad was there with me through every step of the scouting process. He encouraged me to stay in Scouts and to keep working hard to get my Eagle Scout badge. He is always looking for the best ways to get the most out of our merit badges at summer camp and merit badge colleges. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the leaders and especially Mr. Coe. Mr. Coe has done a lot of things for not just me, but for everyone that's been here before me and everyone still to come through. He is one of the best Scoutmasters with his vast knowledge and overall positivity at the outing. And I would like to give my third mentor pin to Mr. Coe.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
One more time, I would like to thank everyone for being here. My family has traveled long distances to be here with me and my family, and I would like to thank all my friends for being here too.
As we put out the white candle representing purity, may we be ever mindful of the obligation that a scout is clean. He is clean in body and thoughts, stands for clean speech, clean sport, clean habits, and travels with a moral crown. Oh, you're good. As we put out the blue candle representing loyalty, may we be ever mindful of the obligation that a scout is loyal. He is loyal to all whom loyalty is due. His scout leaders, his home, his parents, his country. As we put out the red candle representing courage and sacrifice, may we be ever mindful of our obligation that a scout is brave. He has the courage to face fear in spite of fear and to stand up for the rights against the coaxing of friends and the jeers, threats of enemies, and defeat does not down him. I now call Chris Clark to give the benediction.
This is to all you scouts, but especially to you, Tanner, today. Always remember that the Lord gives strength to those who are weary. Even young people get tired and then stumble and fall. But those who trust the Lord will find new strength. They will be strong like eagles, soaring upward on broad wings. They will walk and run without getting tired. May God's breath fill your wings and carry you to your destinies. May you continue to grow in wisdom, in stature, and in favor with God and man. May you keep yourselves physically strong, mentally awake, morally straight. May you lead not by title alone, but with a mix of humility, strength, influence, and conviction. And may your life be an example for other young men, future eagles, for all of your days. Amen.
I now declare this Eagle Court of Honor closed. Please join us for refreshments and take a few minutes to look at Tanner's display table. Thank you very much for attending today.